No question, as you see, McLaren's touch.
Lead going for Hamilton. Alonso senses an opportunity. They are side by side down the pitch.
He's got a punch to Lewis Hamilton, and for the first time this season, we've seen the two Mercedes drivers coming together.
Welcome everyone. In this video, we rank all of Hamilton's teammates in his 15-year Formula 1 career so far. Which teammate has given Lewis Hamilton a run for his money and pushed him to his limit? So stay tuned till the end, as you may have an opinion or two on the top 2 picks. After his debut with Renault in 2007 and scoring a podium with the team, Heikki Kovalainen moved to McLaren for the 2008 season to partner Lewis Hamilton. It was a swap, as Alonso moved back to Renault after just 1 year with McLaren after the infamous falling out with the team, while he achieved his first pole position at Silverstone and his first victory at the Hungaroring, becoming the 100th driver to win a Formula 1 Grand Prix. It quickly became apparent that unlike his predecessor, Kovalainen was no match for Lewis Hamilton over a course of a season. Hamilton sealed his first Drivers' Championship in 2008, where he would win 5 races to Heikki's 1. Kovalainen finished 6 places behind Hamilton in the championship with just 53 points, below both BMW drivers Nick Heidfeld and Robert Kubica, as well as Fernando Alonso in the overall standings, despite having a superior car. He stayed with McLaren for the 2009 season. However, the gap between the teammates was more apparent, where Lewis would drag the pathetic McLaren to a couple of race wins. Kovalainen didn't even manage to get onto the podium. Overall, in the 2 seasons as Hamilton's teammate, they competed in 35 races. While Hamilton won 7 of them with 15 podiums, Kovalainen managed only 1 victory and just 3 podiums. Here are the stats comparing each other. The previous Finnish teammate Kovalainen struggled against Hamilton. Since joining Mercedes in 2017, Valtteri Bottas has been tagged as the ultimate number 2 driver. But is that fair? In terms of pure one-lap speed, the answer is no. Bottas has been Mr. Friday or Mr. Saturday on several occasions, and in the 5th year as Hamilton's teammate, he compares fairly well on pole positions against Hamilton with 17 to 37. But it's the race day where the gap is quite huge, and the one Bottas was never able to close. During their time together, Hamilton won a whopping 45 races against Valtteri's 9, which translates to 54% of race wins for Hamilton against 10% for Bottas. Race results don't reflect as kindly on Valtteri. 2020 was one of his worst years after joining Mercedes. It's only the misfortunes of Red Bull and Verstappen presented Bottas with the 2nd place finish in the championship. Valtteri has been the perfect wingman for Hamilton's push to break multiple records, as he was able to give the right amount of pressure without troubling Hamilton much, which allowed Lewis to be on the competitive edge without much of a threat from the teammate on similar machinery. Valtteri's championship dream is all but over, as 2021 looks like a 2-horse race between Verstappen and Hamilton, and he may not be in the team after the 2021 season. However, it's been rumored that Lewis actually prefers Bottas over the younger options Mercedes are looking to sign. After all, Bottas has been the perfect frontline warrior, protecting Lewis from the other competitors. At number 3, we have Jenson Button. Button has been extremely competitive alongside Lewis throughout their time together. In fact, he scored more points than Hamilton, 672 against Hamilton's 657, and even scored more podiums overall, while race wins are pretty close with 8 to 10 in favor of Hamilton. But over 1 lap, Hamilton was superior with 9 pole positions against Jenson Button's 1. In 2011, Button also finished above his British rival in the driver standings, winning 3 races to Hamilton's 2, including a legendary drive from last to first in the Canadian Grand Prix. For the following season, there was little to separate the 2 drivers in the standings once again, but that doesn't tell the whole story. McLaren had one of the fastest cars in 2012, but in typical McLaren style, reliability hindered their progress. Hamilton was out of 5 races that season due to a combination of mechanical issues and crashes, yet he still managed to win one more race than Button. So we have Fernando Alonso and Nico Rosberg to be ranked. Both have been extremely impressive against Lewis, which led to intense rivalry. So let's review their time together before we pick the number one teammate. Arguably, Alonso was the most challenging teammate Hamilton ever had. Although his debut in Formula 1 is one of the greatest ever, the 2007 season was filled with toxic environment in McLaren with the Spygate scandal and the intense rivalry between Alonso and Hamilton that reached a boiling point, which eventually led Alonso and McLaren to end their contract after just 1 year. Despite of being in his first year in Formula 1 and up against the mighty two-time world champion, Hamilton matched Alonso win per win, while Lewis was strong on Saturday, scoring 7 poles against 2 for Fernando. The two were inseparable by the end of the season, finishing on 109 points each, Hamilton getting the second place overall on virtue of more second place finishes, while Lewis narrowly missed out on winning the Drivers' Championship that season. The fact that he often outperformed a two-time world champion in what was his debut season in Formula 1 remains one of his most impressive achievements to date. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg were friends during their childhood years, but became bitter rivals after joining Mercedes as teammates in 2013 and having to remain close following Rosberg's retirement from Formula 1 in 2016. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg had one of the most intense rivalries in modern Formula 1 and always pushed each other to their limits. While Hamilton's stats show a better picture, that wouldn't tell the actual story. The real fight on the track was much closer. The first signs of rivalry began in 2013. However, it was from 2014 the two got locked into an epic battle, race after race. Rosberg and Hamilton share a series of victories and second place positions as Mercedes dominated both the championships. Rosberg won 7 races in a row from Mexico 2015 to Russia 2016. The rivalry reached its peak by the beginning of the Spanish Grand Prix, where both of them collided on the first lap. In the 3 years with the championship winning Mercedes, Hamilton and Rosberg pushed each other to another level. Rosberg is the only man to have taken the world championship away from Hamilton in equal machinery. It was a masterful achievement by Rosberg, who kept his cool under extreme pressure. So in my opinion, Rosberg is the top rival for Lewis Hamilton. Let me know who you would rank as number 1 in the comments below. Thanks for watching and I will meet you in the next one, and until then, take care.